Hear me from my home in Tramore, County Waterford, and it's wonderful to see you all on the screen. I can see many of you, and some I know from other Coast Watch events over the years, and it's brilliant, you know, that even in COVID times, look how we can adapt, and we can look at the most beautiful pictures that you showed there, Karen, along the coastline. So it's really brilliant, and I can see some young faces there on screen as well. And like I just want to say to Karen and to all of you who have volunteered for Coast Watch over the years, including myself, I mean, it's absolutely brilliant, these snapshots in time that Coast Watch do, and I use your study work and your efforts all the time when I'm speaking to politicians, be it in Ireland or Europe, or to groups, to say the importance of citizen science and public participation. And it's something that I have truly enjoyed myself for years, getting out there in the fresh air and doing some survey work. And even this week, and we've had a busy week, and as Karen said there, the new government, and I was thinking, geez, does she know something I don't know about this new government forming? Because I've been in the talks during the week, and you know, it's a tough one. It's a really tough one, you know, and so we'll see, watch that space, as they say. But during the week anyway, Karen got me out. I ran down to the seashore myself, and I just did a quick survey of the seashore, the rocky seashore on the east side of Tramore Bay, just 100 feet or so, or 100 meters from the Ladies Slip in Tramore. And very easily I had 25 different recordings. So I had beautiful sabellaria. So the reefs on the east coast are absolutely, they're very, they're beautiful. And because, as Karen said, it was super low tide. So I love, like I monitored, the first thing I do, whether I'm in Brussels or whether I'm in Ireland, the first thing I do in the morning is I go on to the, to see what way the tide is and what height the tides are. And also I look at the moon, because, you know, these are all the factors that help me if I'm going out to do survey work, so that I'm in tune with nature and I understand the importance of tuning in. And like Karen says in the study, you know, that I know to go out an hour before low tide. So I'm giving myself plenty of time to be down on the shoreline before the tide starts coming around and coming back in again. So the first thing I want to say is it's brilliant that the Nature and Climate Shore Survey is beginning tomorrow. You've got until the 21st of June, so there's plenty of time. But always, and I know many of you, you know, you've been going out for years, but I always have to stress the importance of safety. So it's always safety first. So know your tides, know your habitat area, know where you're going. Make sure you have the right equipment. Make sure you have, like I would always advise now, to bring your mobile phone. Make sure you're in good physical condition, because wherever you're surveying, you know, sometimes if you're like me, like I've been doing this kind of stuff for years, and like I always get excited when I see new species. So I go down, I saw a beetle anemone, I saw the strawberry anemone, I was looking for the daisy anemone, so I'm looking for some new species. But when I see a new species along the shoreline, even if it was like last year or the year before, we were seeing the Portuguese man of war, I get all excited. And then I have to center myself and stop being so excited, because I'm easily impressed by nature. Like every time I look at the beauty of the different habitats in nature, I get excited. So I have to steady myself, take out my notebook. I have it here, you can see it there. Take out my notebook and just, you see I have different colors on my pen, so that like then when I'm writing my notes, it depends, and I use different colors just for myself to be sure that I'm recognizing the different data that I'm putting down. And And then, like for me, the exciting thing, so I'm going to show you something now. This is carrageen moss. Do you see it? How beautiful is that? Look at the color. So I brought that home from the seashore about 2 years ago, and I put it in my freezer. Do you see the color? And it's a red seaweed. And I put it in the freezer, and I took it out about a week ago, and I put in sea lettuce and different things. So I do experiments all the time, just for myself. And I took it out and I put it on the kitchen, the window ledge, and it's quite brittle, but look at the color. And it's just like, I'm continuously fascinated by nature. And I think for our minds and for our spirits and our souls and everything, our health, like to go out and to learn about the seashore and the life of the crab. So when you see the crab that Karen showed in the picture, the green shore crab, and then go back, and nowadays we're so lucky because you can go online and you can check out the internet and find out about the life of the crab. So what does the crab eat? How many legs has it got? How many barnacles on its back? And all that kind of stuff. And I think for me, even though I'm an older person, and I know that I can see younger people watching at the moment, like, I know that all of my life I've been fascinated by nature, and we are such a small part of the big picture and the gift of nature around us in Ireland and our beautiful seashore. So my work in the European Parliament is working all the time with Karen, where we're talking about the data that you're collecting, how we can use that information. So say that young girl in her turquoise top who's listening to me now, you see you in your kitchen or wherever, if you write down that you've seen a new type of crab or something, then that's important for me in terms of climate change, the new species that are coming into Ireland. So when I'm talking about why we have to take action, why the waters are warming because global warming and climate change, and then I can use that data to put pressure on the policymakers, the people who make the laws and the directives in Europe. And sometimes it's just that little thing that you might be on your shoreline, or you might be in your habitat, your wetlands, or as Karen was talking about, the bog area, and I was thinking of the rattling bog. But that sometimes that information can really inform policy. And I'm in politics now. I saw yesterday, I actually became a member of the Green Party 7 years ago. I didn't realize it was that long. But politics is fascinating if you can use it in order to make good policy. And what you are doing is you are giving us the evidence, so that when I talk about the spatial maritime spatial planning, if I talk about the marine directive framework, that I can then, so when we're talking about climate change and future developments around our coastal areas, your information informs what I do. And it's really critically important. And I think citizen science and what Coastwatch does has huge relevance. And it's like the National Biodiversity Centre in Waterford, the pollinator plan. This is what will help us build resilience. And at the moment in Europe, we're pushing towards a green agenda. So the European Commission is pushing the European Green Deal out there. And even though we're going through the hardship of COVID, still people recognize that we need to now take care of our environment. So you're looking at 30, 30, 30. 30% of land to nature, 30% of marine to nature in Europe, in the European areas, and 30% to restoration of damaged habitats, like we saw in the photos there. So with that, I will finish. I will wish you safety, luck, and strength to get out as carefully as you possibly can. Gather that data, take the snapshot on your notebook, gather the data for Karen and for science, for humanity and for the planet. and get it back if you can on time. I'm always running a bit late myself, but if you can on time, and then I thank you very much, because then you're helping me to inform the policies that we will be working towards into the future. So good luck and the best of safety. Thank you.